Hey, what's happening, gamers? It's Amber here with KwingsLetsPlays. Hope everyone's day is going good today. Today we're going to be playing some Gotham Knights, and of course, okay. Well, I guess I'm having, okay. I guess I'm having a slight error, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep going with it. I guess this stream will just have to have an error on it. There's nothing I can do about it.
Happy to have you back.
Alright, so we're gonna play as Tim. There may be some lag, it's out of my control. I am streaming at extremely high definition quality internet. My husband and I have to get the highest quality internet that we can for our job. There are no issues. We have had all of our internet stuff checked. We have no issues at all with our internet, and so that means that this is not coming from me at all. It's not coming from my internet. What's happening? Okay, alright, so we are going to, so like I said, there may be some lag, but there's nothing I can do about it because it's not coming from me, and it's not coming from YouTube. Alright, so we've got two new suits here. I guess people do like the Red Robin. I guess we can go with him. I don't really know if I like this one particularly, but yeah, you guys can ask me questions if I'm able to have a minute to answer them. Okay. So we're just gonna craft a couple things here. Looks like we don't have the ability to craft some of this yet, so let's go to our loadout. Let's see what suit we want to wear today. Honestly, I really like this suit, and we can put some mods on it. The Vigilante basic suit. Okay. Alright, and I'm just going to, okay, alright, so I'm just going to go with, to another ranged attack. I don't seem to have any, I guess I should actually do ice powers. Alright, so now we'll put some mods on there. Alright, so we're a little bit more powerful, and we're going to go right out here. I don't know. I'm not usually able to do that, later, Gator, because then I would have to, I've never done that for anyone before. Also, I don't even know, if I'm doing Among Us tomorrow, because it's Thanksgiving week, so I don't know what streams I'm doing. I have no idea. Not even sure if I'm doing Among Us. I just do the same thing for everyone. If I make exceptions for people, then, I mean, I would try to make an exception for you if the person didn't mind giving up their Among Us round, but I'd have to ask the person whose round it is. I'd have to ask them on the stream and see. And I don't even know if I'm doing any community streams this week. I'm not going to be on a lot of streams. It's Thanksgiving week, and I've been working very hard on Gotham, and unfortunately I haven't really been able to get anything for Thanksgiving. I don't even have like plates, or I don't even have, I'm literally I haven't even washed clothes this for like a month, because I've just literally been working so hard. I'm actually wearing Luke's Batman sweatshirt right now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be doing Among Us this Monday, unfortunately, but thanks for asking. Okay, guys, so I'm actually going to change this a little bit, the gear here. Yeah, and like I said, okay. I don't know if I like that. Hi, Druggle. How's it going? Great to see you. Hi, everyone. Oh, thank you so much for becoming a member, Tyler. Thank you. I don't know, because I'd have to ask them on the stream whenever it comes, if we're doing it. I don't know if we're doing it, like I said. Okay, thank you, Tyler, for becoming a member. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hero, hi. Okay, great to see everyone in the chat. Hi, Rios Black. Says, only thing I wish is this game was better. Yep, exactly. Hi Tom, hi Drago, hello Geo, hi Tyler, hey Later Gator, and everyone. Okay, thank you, thanks Tyler. Hi Explosive Werewolf, hi everyone. Yep, thank you Drago, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a very big undertaking. It takes 3 days to thaw. Yep, exactly, Drago. So, if you guys don't know if you guys are wondering if you can switch lightning rounds with people, you can always go back to, like, I almost announce it almost every video. You could always go back through my streams and try to find it, because I don't have access to it until I would actually stream that. Hi, thank you so much for the highlighted message. Hi Rias Black. Alright. No, you're not annoying, and you don't have to be sorry. I can't do it, that's all. I have way too many things to do, and you know, if I keep doing, I simply just don't have the time. That's all. All right, okay, guys. So let's go take some names with Tim Drake. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Rias. I wish this game was better, also, but actually, I feel like there's been a run of games recently that there was supposed to be good games that came out. I don't want to like be sighing about it, but I also feel kind of disappointed in the Pokemon game. Like, it was not as good as the last one, and for somebody like our channel counts on very good games being played. Like, the games have to be very high quality. Like, if a game is very good, such as Marvel Spider-Man or Arkham City, then, or even Pokemon Arceus, or Mario plus Rabbids actually was pretty good. It brought people in. if a game is really good, it will bring people in to watch it, and you know, like Luke and I, when we first were on YouTube in 2006 to 2009, if we you know, if we would play a terrible game or a retro game that was really stupid or something that really wasn't a good game, people would still watch because people kind of enjoyed that back then. Watching a game that wasn't that good and just laughing and having fun playing it. I think there wasn't as much gaming content on the YouTube at the time. And now, if you play a game in your gaming channel and the game isn't that good, such as, you know, Gotham Knights or the Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, which, yes, both of them are adequate, but are they really quality games? I don't know, because they're just there, you know. Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, they built up this huge thing. They had, like, celebrities sing and, you know, made all this. I almost feel like the more hype that a game gets, the worse the game it is, because both Gotham Knights and Pokemon Violet were completely hyped up so much. They spent so much money on the trailers that you really thought this game, you know, would have been the best game ever. And they hyped up Gotham Knights forever, and they got hyped up Pokemon Scarlet and Violet forever. And both of those games, you know, just didn't live up to the hype. And you know, it's very disappointing because, you know, I can tell myself, like, oh no, this game is fine, but the numbers speak for themselves. Like, you know, we had maybe 300 people watching the first day of Pokemon Violet, and then after that it just completely dropped off to like 100 people, which means if we have only a third of people watching than we usually do, that means our income is dropped by a third. So, you know, for the first or second day, we can be fine with it, but after a while, it does get stressful because we have to figure out what are we going to do instead of this. Like, are we going to stop playing Pokemon and play a different game so that we can make income for our channel? Because this is supposed to be a new game. It's supposed to bring people in it. People are supposed to like this game, but people like it, but they don't like it that much. But yeah, Gotham Knights is it is very disappointing. I mean, you can say everything you want about the game. You can say it's fantastic. You can say whatever you want. But in reality, the drop-off is so hard. Like, it fell so hard. I mean, it's really not. I mean, look at this game. It's beautiful. The game is beautiful. The costumes are amazing. You know, you are playing as all four sidekicks of, you know, Batman. It has little touches like Big Belly Burger. It is really, there are so many great things about this game. My dad, who doesn't really play video games, I was describing the game to him because I was explaining why it's so difficult for us to make income on it, because I told my dad playing Gotham Knights is like playing, if you built a house and you encrusted your house in gold and then you went into the house and it has a dirt floor inside of it. And that's what playing Gotham Knights really is like, because there's so much glitzy things in the game that they're overdone. They're overly done to make it look like, look at our game, it's so good. But when you actually do the gameplay, the actual combat, the actual game, it's just not very good. And it is really sad. It is really sad that they would put so much effort into, like, the things in the game that don't matter, and they would, you know, not actually put effort into things that do matter. That's too bad. Like, you know, like all of these things, like that they, you know, criticize. Like, some people criticize about Arkham, like, oh, it's got too much smoke and you can't see things and stuff like this. But actually, that was a good thing, because, you know, then you had this mysterious vibe to the game. It didn't really matter if all the environments were completely detailed down to every detail, every minute detail. The focus was the story, the characters, the actual story and the gameplay are the most important things in the game. And if that isn't working, then what does it matter if your environments look perfect? It really doesn't matter at that point. Like, you could have the best environments in the world, but if your gameplay isn't good, then why did you make the game? So yeah, I mean, it is disappointing. It is a lot of fun to continue to play, but the drop off is so hard for it. Like, Luke and I, we played, you know, Luke and I played, you know, Injustice for like 2 years. We played Injustice for 2 years after the game came out. People were still watching Injustice gameplay 2 years. My husband Luke, he posted a video like a few weeks on his channel. He's been posting videos getting like 4,000 or 5,000 views a video. And he posted a video just like last week on Gotham Knights on his Batman channel, which everyone there only wants Batman content. It got like a couple hundred views. That's not enough to make any money. You can't make, they won't even pay you on YouTube unless you make 1,000 views. You can't get paid anything on that. So, I mean, it just shows like, it's, you know, like you can kid yourself and say the game is good, but the fact that no one wants to watch, like after a month, nobody wants to watch any videos on it. Everyone's just done playing it. It just proves that, you know, that people are done with it. All right, I guess I'll get my motorcycle out again. The game is so, you know, I don't need to tell you guys what's wrong with the game. The game, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. If the game drops off, you know, there's tons of YouTubers now making videos talking about how bad this game is. You know. That's not my job, you know, I'm just here to be honest though. When people say, you know, when people come to the chat and mention there's problems with the game, I'm going to be honest and explain, yeah, that is true. It's going to take you guys a while, but you realize that people were paid by WB to go down and be flown down and be treated like kings. Like weeks before the game came out, YouTubers were to lie and say the game was good when it definitely wasn't. There was a YouTuber recently that almost lost his whole subscriber base because his subscribers were all gonna leave because he kept saying the game was good because he was paid to say that. And he finally had to break down and say there were issues with the game. You guys are gonna have to realize at some point that a lot of YouTubers are complete shills. They will say whatever they can for a paycheck, and the game is not good. The game is not good, but it's very fun to play. But it's not a high quality game. It's not the quality of other Batman games or other superhero games at all. It's not even the quality of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. That is a more quality game than this one. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's disappointing that, you know, if they had put the effort into the game, instead of actually putting the effort into the commercials for the game, they could have taken that money and actually made the game good, then we could have had a great game. That is disappointing. Alright, so Tim Drake is going to, I'm going to go somewhere else on the map because I don't know why I keep going through that area. Yeah, guys, as a rule, I don't really talk about my plans for community streams or anything like that because you know, I have to watch my blood pressure, and community streams are very stressful for me. So, you know, you can ask me 1 or 2 questions, but after that, I can't keep going over it. I don't mind going over ultimate streams and going over with people, as long as it's not an argument about an ultimate stream, or as long as it's not like a disagreement, like, hey, you said you were going to do this, but you missed my stream. If it's something like that, then I won't really go over it on the stream live, because I'd rather go over that in DMs. But if it's some kind of disagreement about a community stream, I can't talk about it. I really can't. You know, my blood pressure is so high, I have so much stress from family and different things, that I literally, if my blood pressure goes too high, I have to literally, if my blood pressure goes to a certain point, I have to drive myself to the hospital so I don't die. So I just, you know, I know you guys don't understand, but like you know, I've kind of tried to explain this before, but you know, I don't know how to explain this, but I think that people kind of know, but I used to, you know, Luke and I were going to have a little one in 2018, and that didn't end up happening, and my health changed because of that. It was very bad. The little one died, and my body is not the same as it used to be. I can get very stressed very quickly, and you know, after I've talked about something once or twice, I can't talk about it again. Especially if you guys are still upset, or especially if it's still bothering you, then I definitely can't talk about it again. You guys will have to talk that over with Luke. The only reason I talk things over with people is to try to help Luke out. But if it's not working out and you don't get your answer within 1 or 2 tries with me, please talk to Luke about it, because he doesn't have as high blood pressure as me, and he's not gonna die if he gets stressed, and I will die. I will die of stress. So just please be gentle, and you know, if I don't answer your question 2 or 3 times, I can't answer it after that. I can't. Okay, so I guess I will go over here. So yeah, I put on Tim Drake's suit. It's pretty fun. It's got a little hoodie on it. Yeah, please don't call it. It doesn't help to call yourself names. I'm not going to continue to talk about it. I'm not. If you say like, oh, I'm this or I'm that, I don't want to talk about it anymore. So it doesn't, I literally have spent 30 minutes of a stream talking about another game when the whole focus of this game is supposed to be on Gotham Knights. I haven't even gotten to talk about Gotham Knights because I've been talking about another game. Please don't bring it up again. I'm just going to delete any comments about any other game today than Gotham Knights. I don't want to talk about anything else. I will delete every comment. You're not annoying, but you know, I don't believe anyone's annoying, but I will die from stress. You know, as I'm dying, I still won't say that you're annoying, but I will still die from stress, because I cannot take any, I cannot do it. I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'm not saying it again. I'm not mad. I like everyone fine. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm trying to beg you guys to understand I have a health condition and I can only talk about things twice. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't know, there's some random person online. I'm responding to one of my valued viewers. I respond to them because I care about them and I respect them. If you're a random person off the internet and you're trying to tell me how to do my stream, I won't even give you the time of day. I will ban you immediately. So don't think that because I'm taking time to try to talk to my viewer that I have any problem. I like Relatable and he's my friend. But if you're somebody I don't know, I will ban you without a thought. And I will be a lot meaner to you. So don't even tell me how to do my stream, please. I can talk about whatever I want. I can talk about Hello Kitty if I want to this whole time. You're not my boss, and I'm going to talk about whatever I want while I'm streaming. Don't tell me what to do.
Get out of here.
Okay, that's a very high-ranking thing. Alright guys, thanks so much for the, Alright, thanks so much for the 37 likes, guys. Let's try to get to 50 likes if we can. Thanks, everyone. So hopefully everyone's having a good day in the chat and good to see everyone. So today I believe we're going to be doing more, yeah guys, in the future, if you guys ask me things more than once, I'm just going to start deleting your comments. It's nothing against you. I can't take the stress of continuing to answer it. But I've already answered your question and I said I can't do this. And you guys keep saying, how am I supposed to do this? Why I won't be able to do this? You guys will have to ask me that off the stream. Streaming is stressful as it is. So I cannot, if it gets to the point where I can't answer any questions and I cannot have the chat on at all, then I will have to do that. So please know that I have the chat on. You guys can chat with each other. You can chat amongst yourselves, but I'm not going to answer demands of how am I supposed to do this? When is my round? What am I doing? What about this game? You said you were going to do this. I cannot, if those kind of questions are coming at me, I will turn the chat off. Please don't do that to me.
Still alive.
Alright, so I'm just going to, I'm not going to talk that much, guys and gals. I'm just going to play the game.
He's on the run. I'll light up that cake. Gonna pop him. Get him.
Alright, so I may show off a few different suits for Tim Drake today. We'll see. My controller keeps glitching out a little bit.
Yeah, man. Watch out for I'll blast you to Kingdom Come. Don't just stand there. Get out.
And I am playing on New Game Plus, so it is on hard mode, I believe, so it's really... I haven't even upgraded any of Tim's suits yet, so it is really... What I'm playing, the mode I'm playing on is very tough. Alright, good job, Tim. And earlier in this stream, I was also, somebody tried to shut my stream down. So I always have things in the background that are always happening to me. And after a while, it's definitely going to be stressful. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna I'm basically just free roaming today, guys and gals. Hope you guys are having a nice Sunday.
This is real bad. This doesn't look good. This'll make short work of you. Got a shot. I'm ending this speech for good. I'm ending this speech for good. We've got to do something or we're done.
Oh man, so this is New Game Plus, so this is a little bit tough. Oh my gosh.
This'll make short work of you.
Oh my gosh.
Shit, you're in trouble now. I kept this just for you. You're gonna enjoy this. Come on, we can't go down like this. This'll make short work of you.
You're going straight to Blackgate.
Bird here is you, just like I practiced.
Alright, great job, Tim. So hopefully we can upgrade some of Tim's outfits a little bit. Okay. That's an interesting. I don't think I've really played with that outfit a lot. Honestly, I kind of like this outfit a little bit. Oh, it's not letting me go to that outfit actually. So I'm just changing my gear here, guys and gals. I think this is the one that I just made. Actually, that's really good. Well, actually, no, I can't really use this for Luke, our playthrough because I'm actually upgrading Luke's character, to be honest. Increased health. That's good. Okay, and alright, so we've got our Red Robin suit on now. And actually we can upgrade some of Tim's abilities. Oh, I just got a notification on my computer that I'm upgrading Tim's abilities. Oh, we can actually eventually do the Robin thing and upgrade that knighthood abilities. Oh, you changed your tires to winter ones on your car? Awesome, Droggle. That's cool.
I know I shouldn't enjoy this, but come on.
When did the animated series come out? I believe in the 90s. I believe it came out in the 90s. I don't know what year it came out. It came out in the 90s. I watched it when I was younger, my grandma's house, and it was on at the same time as My Little Ponies. And my brothers used to watch Speed Racer, and My Little Ponies was on, and an animated series was on. And first episode of animated series I watched, I know that the Green Ranger has passed away. I know that. I'm not a huge Power Ranger person, and I am sorry that he passed away, but I didn't really want to watch. I didn't watch a lot of episodes with him in it. I've never met him, and I was more like a fan of Trini and of Austin St. John and Zach and even Billy. I didn't really know very much about. I wasn't always a huge fan of the Green and Pink Ranger of the original. So I am sorry that he did pass away, but I don't really know him very well. Like I don't really know very much about him. I know a lot of people like him a lot, but I don't really know very much about him.
So that's Robin.
But yeah, the 90s Batman animated series
I don't think I've seen them around.
came out in the 90s, and the first episode I watched was Robin's Reckoning, and that was a really good episode. It actually is kind of, I guess, why I'm a fan of. I'm playing as Robin right now. Of course, this is Tim Drake, but I liked Robin's Reckoning. It actually is what made me. I'm also a huge fan of Dick Grayson, because that is the main character in the Robin's Reckoning episode. If you guys have never seen Robin's Reckoning, it's a 2-parter episode of the animated series. It's actually what made me a huge. I just got sucked into the show. I'd never seen the show, and I just started watching the show after that. It was very well done episode. Well, I won't really spoil it, but basically, it had to do with Robin and him looking for the person that hurt his parents, because he had a very similar thing that happened to him as Batman did. So they did a great job in the show of showing that Dick Grayson and Bruce were very similar. They had very similar things happen to them. Their parents were both wrongfully killed, and both of them did blame themselves for that. And it was very hard for both of them. They were almost like the same person. Like they were very similar in what happened to them. In fact, Luke, when he did I don't know if he is doing his tribute stream of Kevin Conroy today. He did a tribute video of Kevin Conroy when he first heard that he passed away, and he put a clip of the Robin. That actually episode was from Robin's Reckoning, when the little boy who was Dick Grayson, Robin, was crying, and he said, "I should have done something to stop them," and that was Kevin Conroy saying there was like nothing you could have done. And they kind of did that again. They kind of had Alfred in Batman Begins kind of say that to Bruce Wayne in the live action movie, when he said, "I should have done something." They kind of redid that line. It's almost like they took that line from that Robin's Reckoning episode. They took that line and put it in the Christian Bale Batman movie and said, I should have done something. I should have done something. And that was like such like one of the best lines from that Christian Bale movie was, you know, basically they did that, like there was nothing you could have done. They said the same thing they said from the animated series, but then they added to it, and Alfred said it was him and him alone, meaning if you tell your parents like, hey, maybe we can try this comic book store, it's down a dark alley, and your parents ended up getting killed, it's not you that did that to your parents. You didn't. Even though, yes, you influenced them to go in a dangerous area, it was not you who killed them. It was only the person who shot the trigger. It was them and them alone. They were the only person. They were the ones. They were the ones that did it. They shot they pulled the trigger and killed them. So it was their fault. It was no one else's fault but the person that killed them. So you can't blame yourself. And that was a great, that's a great thing to remember. Like if you have a friend and they do something bad to themselves, or, you have a family member, they fall into hard times and they end up doing something crazy. And you think to yourself, like, I should have stopped them. It was my fault. I should have been a better friend. I should have done this. I should have done this. It was not your... it was not you, It was their decision, or the person that hurt them, it was that person's. It was whoever actually, if they hurt themselves, it was their decision. And if they, if somebody hurt them, it was that person's decision to do the wrong thing. It was not your fault. And I think that was a great part of the animated series. That was a great part of the Christian Bale movie. But yeah, that's what got me into animated series after I watched that Robin's Reckoning episode. And what really got me into the Robin's Reckoning episode was because I really felt for the character a lot, because I could feel I could feel the character, because and I know I've said this before on a stream before, is that what got me into the animated series is he was, well, I don't want to spoil it too much, but the character Robin, he was actually in a very, 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 very bad neighborhood. Like, he really could have gotten killed. Like, he really should have been in that neighborhood. But he was so angry and he was so upset. He was trying to find, what happened to his parents, that it didn't matter. He was trying to figure it out, and all that mattered was his parents. And you could just feel that, he was just so, the way they did the episode, he was so desperate he didn't care about anything but solving who killed his parents. That's all he cared about. And it really showed that this kid, Robin, in the animated series, Dick Grayson, when you are a small child and you have something horrible happen to you, like you have your parent die, or you have, like, some people are even maliciously bullied in school, or whatever, like you have something horribly tragic happen to you that basically makes you mistrust everyone. You, in a way, you grow up very fast. You go from being a child to an adult in like a month, because you cannot think like a child anymore. He wasn't thinking like a child, he was thinking like an adult. Like, I need to solve my parents' murder. I need to do what's right for my parents, and I don't care. I'm in the horrible neighborhood. I literally probably could get killed any second, but I don't care. But there was also some great parts of that episode with Batman and Dick Grayson, and how Batman looked out for Dick Grayson in that episode, where you thought that Robin was all alone, but he wasn't. And it's interesting in that episode where Batman says to Dick Grayson, you know, like, will the pain, like, ever go away? You know, like, I mean, these episodes were just so unbelievably wonderfully written. Like, they were written so well. Like, there's such good writing. You know, he said, does it ever go away? Like the little kid Dick Grayson said to Kevin Conroy, who was talking as Batman. And he said, it will for you. He said, it will go away in time for you. That was so interesting because he was saying, like, and that's what Luke and I always talk about with Batman. It's kind of interesting that Batman's whole thing for adopting, like, Robin was, you know, he didn't want that. He probably wouldn't have adopted anyone. He probably would have just been single his whole life. If you actually look at the episode, he actually asks several times, you know, like, does he have any relatives? Does he have anyone who could take him in? Is there anyone who he doesn't, it doesn't seem like he actually wants to take Robin in because he knows he's not a very good dad. He's not qualified. He's a lonely person that has anger issues, and he really doesn't want to do it. It seems like he really doesn't, but this child really needs him, you know. He really did need him. Robin really did need him. Like, terribly. And you know, sometimes, like, as adults, like, you think, like, well, I can't be good enough for, you know, my spouse or for my kids or for my family, and you think, well, I could be better, or I'm not good enough, they need someone better. But you have to be all that you can be. You're the only person there. Yes, all of us deserve better at some point. Like, I'm sure we all deserve better. We all deserve everyone in our life to be perfect, but we're all imperfect. We all have to do the best we can. And you know, he realized that this kid, Dick Grayson, he really needed him. He really needed him. Like, if Batman wasn't there, he wouldn't have anyone. I mean, it's not like I don't think Batman reached out to try to adopt people. It was more like this kid needed him. Like, he didn't have anyone. So, yeah, it's just really well written episode of Robin's Reckoning. I really like this. My favorite. It's always been my favorite episode. And it still is. Even after I've watched all of the Batman the Animated Series a million times. And it's a 2-part episode. To this day, it's always my favorite episode. Because it shows they're the same. Like, Batman will never recover. Why? Batman will never recover from his parents' loss. Why? Because he didn't have someone take him in. He had a butler, and he had servants, and he had police officers, and he had other people that helped him, but he did not have someone to say, I'm adopting you. You're my son now. Like, you are my family now. So, you know, in a way, Batman, even if he helps solve crimes, but he also, you know, in a way, by adopting Robin, he prevented one child from having to deal with the pain that he's going to have to deal with his whole life. Because when you're a child, you cannot get your childhood back. You cannot be adopted as a 40-year-old person and then get the love back that you missed as a child. It will never come back. You either have to be adopted, or you will feel empty in a way the rest of your life, because you did not have parents. You did not have someone to take care of you and say that you belonged to them and you were their child. So yeah, that's why he helps people to not, you know, have crimes happen to them so no one else's parents get killed. But he also took in Robin even he could just help one person that went through the same thing as him. So yeah, I really like Robin's Reckoning. It's what got me into the animated series, and yeah, I don't know where you guys can get the animated series, but it really is, I mean, it really is the definitive, you know, almost like Bible of Batman, because it literally is based on all the best comics of, you know, the, I believe 70s, 80s, and 90s. So all of the best Batman storylines and comics are told about in the animated series. And not only that, but they expanded on it. So they made Mr. Freeze, he already had a great story, but they made his story even better in the animated series because they expanded on it more. And Paul Dini, who was a genius, explained why the criminals did what they did. You know, what made them have that motivation? Why did they, you know, what led them to that? And he even had a great, you know, he had really interesting storylines for the Joker too. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the Belfry, I guess. All right. Yeah, he helps them from going down the wrong tracks, I guess, but it's also like, it's also giving him love. Like, that's why children today, if they're in the foster care system, many of them will end up in gangs and doing horrible things.
Is that weird?
Not because they're bad kids. It's because they don't have any love. Like, even if your kid, even if you adopt a kid and they end up in a gang or something, they still belong to you. They still have love. You're still telling them, I love you, even if they do the wrong thing. You know, and you're there for them to help them. Yes, as a parent, it's your job to help them get on the right track, but more importantly than getting on the right track, more important than that is loving them. So whether they end up in jail or whether they end up on the student council, either way, it's important to love them and show them that they're worth a lot as a human being, no matter what they do. No matter if they are the president of the student council or if they go to jail. They are the same. They should be, you know, you can't unlove them if they do the wrong thing. So yeah, I mean, like, it helps them. Like, you can go to boarding school and they can teach you to do the right thing, and you can go to military school, they can teach you the right thing, but you can't replace having a parent, having someone adopt you and loving you, telling you that you belong to them, you're their family. That's irreplaceable. That's what the first and I think Tim, he had a, you know, Tim Drake, I don't really know much about him, his original origin. All I know is that he, you know, I believe Tim had a, depending on the origin, he had a dad before, but, you know, Dick Grayson actually, his parents were literally killed when he was very young. He didn't have anyone else. He lost his parents when he was a very small child. His family wasn't like on business trips, or wasn't in jail, or wasn't somebody that wasn't around. They were literally gone. They literally died. They were gone. He had no family. So, yeah, parents can keep you on the right track, but that's not the main, I believe the main thing of a parent is to love them, you know, because, you know, look at Jason Todd. I mean, I know that, you know, it didn't go the best for him. I feel like some of Jason Todd's writing isn't the best for his character, because it's like, oh, Batman really should have done more to keep him from getting killed. But in reality, Batman he always has a family. Even though he killed people, even though he was in the Lazarus pit, even though he became an anti-hero, even though he became a villain for a while, he's still, Batman is still his family. Family is something that, a bond that really cannot be broken no matter what you do. You cannot, if it's really family, then even if, like, look at Miles Morales, like, and his uncle. His uncle became a criminal, but is his uncle still his uncle? Yes, he is. Even though sometimes it's hard, they can't always have him at family dinner because, you know, his father is a police officer. He can't really be seen with a criminal. His father will lose his job, and he would probably have to take his brother to prison. But does his family still call him their uncle? Yes, they do. So, you know, family is something that no matter what you do, even if you kill someone or even if you become a villain, you know, family is supposed to be that thing that's there for you, that, you know, even if they're mad at you, they still consider you you know, their family. A lot of people don't get that because, you know, it's like, oh, well, I would be better off. Like, a lot of people think I would be better off because, you know, my mom's always telling me what to do, and, you know, like, oh, family is just such a pain. They're always telling me I have to be over here for Thanksgiving, but believe me, because I have been in a situation where, you know, I wasn't able to see my family for a long time because of reasons. Even when you don't like your family, and even when it's awful, or when you're very frustrated and it's almost painful to be around them, even then, sometimes that is better than not having a family at all. Like, if you did not have a family at all, you might see that you would miss them and you would wish they were around, because it really does feel painful not to have anyone that you belong to. It really does. Alright, well, I'm gonna go fight some people. Let's see, alright, Timmy. So good to see you. Hi, Princess Emmy. Hi, Joey. Hello, Twin. Hi, everyone. Thanks for the 64 likes. I'll try to get up to 75 likes if we can. Thanks, everyone. Oh, thank you, Gio. Very kind. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you very much.
Hey, that's Robin.
Virtual hugs chat. Thank you. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know too much about Tim. I kind of wish I could see, like, I think people wanted to see more of Luke playing this game and more origin with, like, I would love to hear Luke talk about the origin of, I think that they have, I think that them removing Stephanie, who everyone really liked Stephanie, and Stephanie and Tim were just really fun together, and Stephanie was one of everyone's favorite Batgirl. I think that it really puts a very, it's hard to talk, like, Tim Drake has a lot of fun lore, but the fact that they've removed Stephanie now, it's very difficult, to talk about, like, lore. You could probably, I mean, people wanted to see more lore for this game. You could probably do if you had to do lore, though, you'd have to do it for everyone, you know? Or Luke was saying he might do lore for, like, the older comics, the original comics for Dick Grayson, Batgirl, and everyone. Because it's just very hard. Like, a lot of people are still kind of almost like grieving Stephanie, because Stephanie Brown was, you know, Drake's girlfriend, and, you know, she was, spoiler, and she was a really interesting superhero. Her father was like a mob boss or something, and she had a way different, like Luke always thought I was like Stephanie. She had a very, like, inspiring personality. She was always very happy and fun. Like, Barbara was always very serious and always was, you know, kind of telling Dick Grayson, like, oh, you know, you don't really like me because I'm in a wheelchair. And, like, it was just, I mean, I understand, like, she was going through pain and stuff, but Stephanie was one of those Batgirls that got brought in, and she was just she just had so much optimism. And she didn't care that her father was like a mob boss or whatever. She didn't care. She wanted to take her father down. She knew he was doing the wrong thing, and she was very confident, you know, and spunky and fun, and she made Tim Drake very happy. You know, and Luke always told me, he always said that I think it would be very difficult for him to do lore on Tim Drake, because he always thought of me and Luke as Tim and Stephanie. He always thought of us as Tim and Stephanie. He never, you know, people always said we were like Dick Grayson and Barbara, but he said, no, we're more like Tim and Stephanie, because, you know, Tim is very studious. He's very smart, and he works hard, and he's not like, you know, the other Robins. He actually, you know, he's not like a trained martial artist like the other Robins. He uses the bow staff, and he's more, you know, he does his own thing. Tim he dances to the tune of his own drum, kind of, and you know, I really think that originally the way that Tim and Stephanie were written in the comics, it really felt like she really loved him a lot, because, you know, just the way that they were written, it was a very cute love story. But I think it would be hard for Luke to do a lot of lore, because people miss Stephanie so much. Like, you know, she was supposed to be referenced in this game, but yeah, they of course they changed the comics, so they had to write her out. Oh my gosh. Tim.
Let's do it.
Oh. Yeah, some of my moves I don't have unlocked yet. Oh, hi, Later Gator. Yep, good to see you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not doing the best, but we're gonna try it. I can't tell if that siren is in real life or in my game. There's like a siren going off, but I don't know where. Wow, did you just beep at me when I'm literally leaping out of the way for my life? Oh my god. Alright, I don't even know why I'm leveling up Tim so much. It's like, I guess it just helps me blow off steam. Because I can't really use all these leveling up because I'm playing on the other account. Oh well. So how many of you guys have been enjoying the new Pokemon game? Anyone enjoying that one? I wish I could, I think like a lot of times I'm not gonna get my own copy of the game because then we can easily do a giveaway and that will be a lot better than me having my own copy of the game. Oh, that was awesome. That was stupid. Oh my gosh! Oh, it was just grappling out of the way and they wouldn't even let me grapple out of the way. You're enjoying it? Awesome, May12. That's great. You have a poll for Pokemon Violet? Awesome, Epic Eric. Alright, I don't know if I'm gonna beat these guys. I'm gonna have to go from far away because I don't have... they're getting me too much. And I don't have any life left. rescue this guy, but... Oh, I wish I was Jason Todd right now. I could easily just shoot him from up here. Oh, actually, I didn't even think about it. Oh my gosh, that was so annoying, and I had no health left. Oh wow. Is this a citizen I'm freeing? Is that the guy? You're free. Good. You're welcome. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that was him or not. Well, back to the belfry. I was close. Nice job, Amber. Thank you, Jacob Orion. Oh yeah, they have a different professor in the new Pokemon game. Alright. Thanks, guys. You guys are breathtaking. Thanks for the 80 likes. Appreciate that.
You're back later than I expected. He's really gone this time.
Bruce really took that whole going out in a blaze of glory thing seriously, huh?
Yes, but I think he was at peace with it because he knew you'd be all right.
Oh, I guess we can try to craft another costume for Tim. Let's see what we have. This way, if Luke really wants, he can, oh, we got the electric suit. That's kind of cool. I guess we can use that one. Concussion staff, that looks fun. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out. I appreciate that a lot. I don't know. Alright, there's my extra slingshot. Alright, so we got the cryogenic suit. Oh, we got the bioelectric suit, which I think we have. I don't know if we have that equipped. I don't know which one we have equipped. There's the concussion staff. That looks interesting. And ranged attack. Vigilante ranged attack. Okay, I'm just gonna add some mods on here, guys and gals. Let's see. So yeah, sorry I didn't do a community stream today, everyone. Like I said, I'm literally trying to get views on the channel right now because Well, the views are down for Gotham Knights and for other things because it's just dropping. It's just dropping off so hard. Like, you know, it's just not like people aren't really looking for Gotham Knights anymore. Alright, getting a little bit better at getting mods on here. Okay. Alright, and then... And also, Pokemon, honestly, not to complain more, but Pokemon is frustrating me because that game was, I mean, people are already making fun of the ground on that game, and they didn't put as much work into it as they put in the last one. So that game is actually dropping off hard as well. So just, there's just I think the only game, I mean, I know people said that, you know, Sonic could have been better, but honestly, it could have been a lot worse. I thought Sonic was really good. I know that, you know, maybe it's not perfect, but out of all the games I've played recently, my favorite is probably Mario plus Rabbids, Kingdom Battle, and also Sonic Hedgehog Frontiers. Those are probably my top 2 games that I've been playing the last couple months or weeks. Almost got hit by the train. Oh, I thought I heard the train coming in. So let's see if we can change Tim's suit a little bit here. Oh, that's the only cowl that he's given. I don't like any of those gloves. Alright, I guess he's looking kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, Luke has always been a fan of Tim Drake, but I don't like, Luke likes the, you know, obviously, I mean, even, I think all the comics for DC and Marvel were good in the, like, 70s, 80s, and 90s, like, because a lot of the movies that Marvel does now are actually based off of the, you know, 70s, 80s, and 90s stories. The modern Marvel comics that they write, they don't put those into the cinematic universe. If they did, no one would watch the Marvel movies because the stories that are in Marvel right now are not the stories that people want to read, and they wouldn't make good uplifting stories. They're mainly negative and stressful and, you know, trying to be very political and stuff. So it's like, so they actually use the old-fashioned stories for the Marvel movies too. So yeah, it's just comics were a lot better in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Definitely, in general, at DC and Marvel. So I don't really know, like, all I know is that, you know, Tim is interesting. Luke liked Tim in his original comics. I don't know what years he was originally created, but Luke really likes Tim from his original comics because he was different. He was relatable. He was more relatable than Dick Grayson, because Dick Grayson is very hard to relate to because he literally, his parents are circus performers. He is, you know, able to basically, he's a performance person. He's super buff, and he's able to flip all over the place and do amazing feats in the circus. And most people can't really relate to that because most people aren't circus performers. Like, Tim is more of a normal person, like an average person, and like, maybe he's not average, I guess in the comics, like, his dad is super rich, but he doesn't have, like, acrobatic abilities. He doesn't have extreme martial arts training. He's somebody like you and me, somebody that could actually you know, if something happened and Batman adopted us, and he's doing his own version of Robin, because that's what Luke liked about Tim Drake, is he would get the bow staff, and you know, it helped him because he wasn't an extreme martial artist, he wasn't an acrobat. So, you know, he had to find some way that he could, like, you know, his bow staff, like, distances himself from his enemies.
I don't get paid.
Hopefully I got everyone on that one. I think I did. So yeah, I think Tim is he's a little bit relatable. So if you're a Batman comic fan and you're reading the comics and you think, wow, like I can't really be an acrobat, and I can't be the daughter of Commissioner Gordon, and I can't be somebody who's crazy that's in the Lazarus Pit, well, Tim is your relatable character. Like, it's somebody anyone could, you know, kind of relate to.
I guess that's Robin.
Oh, thank you, Gio. I appreciate that. Yeah, like Twin was saying, yep, like Xenoblade 3 was pushing the max of what the Switch can do. Yep, definitely, Twin. I'm sorry you had a rough day today, Brandon. I'll definitely keep you in my thoughts and prayers. I'm sorry about that.
Stop right there!
That can't be good. You should have stayed in jail.
Oh wow, that was fast. Yeah. I just remember when the Wii U came out and they had commercials for how good it was gonna be. It was gonna be like the same. It was gonna be like really high quality, and they were gonna put so much graphics, you know, into it, and it was gonna be so cool. Like they said, like you could basically hold the Wii U controller and just like fling the image onto your TV screen randomly. Like they said all these amazing things, and then they downgraded it after that, and they said, oh, it's not gonna have that much graphics. That was kind of sad. I thought, because Luke and I had bought Nintendo systems for so long, you know, I thought, oh, finally, like, the Nintendo is gonna get its day in the sun. Like, Nintendo will be it will be back to its former glory. It will be sitting, you know, in the seat of the city of Minas Tirith or something. Like, I just thought Nintendo will finally be respected, and then they just downed their graphics. That's too bad. So I do feel a little bit. I mean, I think the Pokemon game is cute and fun. I think the only reason why I'm comparing it, I mean, it's hard. I mean, Xenoblade is pretty amazing. So, I mean, yes, you know, it's a very well done game. It's, you know, to compare it to Xenoblade is a game I think they were working on. I don't know. It's just a labor of love. So I just, yes, it is. I mean, maybe they could have upscaled the graph. Like, maybe if it wasn't so big of a difference. Like, maybe they wouldn't have done as good of a job as Xenoblade 3. But maybe if they hadn't had such a stark difference between the ground on, like, in the environments on, you know, Pokemon and Xenoblade, maybe if there was just a little bit downscaled, like, I can understand if they were like, well, we're not going to put as much work into this as Xenoblade, obviously, because Xenoblade is Xenoblade. So, I can understand that, but the fact that the ground is just the environments are just so, just kind of there. Like, everything the Pokemon game is fun, and maybe they're trying, maybe they pushed really, really, really hard. This is in my mind, I'm thinking like they pushed really, 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 really hard for the last two Pokemon games. Like, we're gonna go all out and use all of our budget and, you know, spend all of our time, and then after this, we're proving that we can do it, and now we're just going back to normal. Like, now this is the norm, and it will always be 3D games, but it won't be as good as Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it won't be as good ever as Arceus or Pokemon Sword and Shield. We'll never go back to that because, you know, we just don't want to put the time and effort. We have other projects, we have Pokemon Go, we have all this other stuff, and we just don't want to spend the time and energy. Like, I mean, I can imagine them saying that. I can imagine them just, because that's what it feels like. The game, that's what the game feels like. It feels like, you know, we made another Pokemon game, hope you're happy, but we just don't have the time and energy to put into this to make it like the last two. Which is fine. I mean, I kind of wish developers would just go right out and say it. Like, I wish they would say it, but obviously they're not going to say that. They're not going to say, like, I didn't put as much energy into this. Because they want to sell as many copies as possible. So, obviously they're not going to say that. Even if it's true, they're not going to say it. Oh, your friend gave you a Fue Coco? Awesome, Epic Eric. You think the game, some of you guys like the game and thinks it looks beautiful? That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys like the game. I mean, they did add more cities into it. That's for sure. I remember when I was looking at, like, I was looking at all those trailers of the new Pokemon game, and Luke said, do you think the new Pokemon game is going to be good? And I remember saying to him, it's weird because I don't know if I have a photographic memory, but I can kind of remember conversations. And I remember exactly what I said. I just remember saying, like, I think this is going to be amazing. It's going to be the amazingness of Pokemon Shield and Pokemon Arceus combined, but it will be even better than both of those. So I think my expectations were really high, like, from all of the hype, and because of that, I think that's why when I actually saw the game, I was like, oh. But I mean, it is really good. I think I just, in my mind, I was hyping myself up so much for it. Like, my expectations were very high. And, so yeah, that's why when I actually saw the game, I was like, oh, okay. But, I mean, there are a lot of towns to it, you know, so that's cool. I'm glad you guys really like it. That's awesome. Okay, guys, well, it is 5:19, so I guess I need to get Luke, and we'll get to our first stream. Make sure it's on time. What's your favorite one so far? Awesome. That's great. Yep, Twin is correct. Good job, Twin. Yeah, yep. We will play Midnight Suns. Luke's extremely excited for Midnight Suns, and I don't know. I don't know if he's played. I don't think. I know Luke really likes that game. He really likes it. I don't know if he's already played it or if a similar game like that has come out and he played that one. I don't remember anything about the game. All I know is that I've heard Luke mention on streams that we are going to play that, and I also heard him mention to me off stream that he likes the game and it looks really cool. So Twin is correct. We are going to be playing that game. And I think the game looks really cool as well. Alright guys and girls, well we got to see Timmy Tim take some names and beat up some bad guys. Thanks again for hanging out. I appreciate everyone and all the likes and you guys hanging out for a little bit. And we'll be playing Pokemon Arceus. I mean, darn it. We'll be playing Pokemon Violet and Scarlet in just about 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes, guys. Alright, thanks again, everyone, and have a wonderful day. But don't go anywhere because we're playing Pokemon in 10 minutes. And then we will be playing Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, and we'll be playing Power Rangers tonight.
Was the first
so
villain I ever faced as
Pokemon,
Robin.
Lego Pirates, and then Power Rangers. So Pokemon in 10 minutes. God bless, happy gaming. See ya. Thanks for watching.
Proof of that's it.